morning. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Why don't we go ahead and get started? We'll begin with opening meditation. If you could all please join me in Gasho. As we say the name, we become settled in the state of non-retrogression, for we are grasped by the unhindered light of the Tathagata's compassionate mind. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, we'll continue with the three treasures. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord, in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 We'll continue with the chanting of Jusei Ge. Gagon chosegan hishimu jono shigan manzo sefu joshogan gaomu ryokon fui dai seishu Fusai shobing sefu joshogan gashi jobutsu no myosho chojipon kukyomi shomon sefu joshogan Nioku jin shonen joe shubon yo shigumu jono isho tenin shi jin niki en daikon usho musai no shoujo sankumyo kosai shuyakunan kaihi chi egen meshi konmoan heisoku shoaku no tsunatsu zen shumon koso jo manzo iyo ro jipon 日月秋十期天候音符言一周解放存公正空毒音上大集中説法四子君供養一切門具足修徳音元年質上満徳意三害音如仏無下地図夏未不詳願学縁に投資最小尊志願や国家大戦王官の国書天人道珍妙見南蛮ダム南蛮ダム南蛮ダム南蛮ダム南蛮ダム南蛮ダム願にしくどく病の聖祭道も大心往生安楽南蛮道士南蛮道士南蛮道士南蛮道士南蛮道士南蛮道士南蛮道士 Now we'll have the recitation of the golden chain. The golden chain. I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandos, namandos, namandos. Okay, now we'll have the Gatha. So if anyone was able to see the post yesterday, we'll be singing Under the Sea. Let's see. I'm going to try to make this a little more dynamic so you can see maybe the ukulele or something. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Maybe you can see. Maybe a little bit better. Still, oh, not great. Oh well. Maybe this will look a little bit better. We'll see how it goes. Okay. The new play, the flute, the cop play, the harp, the place play, the bass, and bass sound and sharp. The bass play, the brass, the shove play, the tub. The fluke is the Duke of Soul. Yeah, the ray he can play, the wings on the strings, the trout rocking out, the blackfish he sings. sardine, begin the begin. It's music to me. What do they got? A lot of sand. We got a hot crustacean band. Each little clam here know how to jam here under the sea. Each little slug here cutting a rug here under the sea. Each little snail here know how to wail here. That's why it's hotter under the water. Yeah, we in luck here down in the muck here under the sea. Okay, so now we'll go into the Dharma talk. I personally really enjoy storytelling. I love reading stories, hearing them, and I love telling them, whether they're made up stories like fairy tales or something, or stories in my life or other people's lives, or jokes or something like that. But I just love the feeling of like going into someone else's world or some other world where you can see all these different things. And because of that, I thought it would be really cool if I could maybe like come up with stories. Not necessarily maybe write, because I don't really write a lot of stuff down, which I probably should write more stuff down. Excuse me. But I wanted to see if I could come up with a story. So I've been trying to figure out how to come up with stories, and one recommendation was that to use a story that's already maybe universally known and then play with it. So in that way, you don't have to do all of the work, but you can sort of use someone else's setting and then tell your own story through it. So I decided, if you couldn't tell, I was going to use the Little Mermaid, and I wanted to maybe flip the script a little bit on it. So everyone knows probably those characters, but try to distance yourself from the characters that you already know and try to see if you can imagine the characters that I'm creating. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. This is my first try at this, so if it doesn't go great, that's okay. At least for me. If you don't like it, then I guess that's too bad for you. But anyway, so imagine, under the sea, there's this big, beautiful kingdom. Lots of gold and everything, and it's ruled by this king. So King Triton, and advisor to him is this beautiful sea wizardess, which apparently is the female version of wizard. I don't know. Apparently the female form of warlock is witch, and those are connected. Anyway, so there's this beautiful wizardess, and her name is Ursula. She's very kind, very compassionate, and she cares very much about the people of the kingdom. However, the king, King Triton, is very mean and cold and controlling and doesn't like her. And so he banishes her away from the kingdom. Or, yeah, from the castle, I guess. She's still in the kingdom. She's in the outskirts of the kingdom, and she's in this little tiny cave. So she's stuck in that cave, but being compassionate, she still tries to help out the people of the kingdom when she can, aiding them in the things that they need or they want, being able to provide that because she is this powerful wizardess, so she can help them with some of the things that maybe they can't do on their own. She always thinks, though, that if only she could get back to the kingdom, and maybe if she was the ruler, she would be able to fix everything. She would be able to help people. She would be able to make a huge difference in all these people's lives. So that was always in the back of her head of wondering what she could do to possibly make the kingdom better. And as she had this in the back of her head, she just she stumbled upon the fortune of being able to meet the king's youngest daughter, Ariel. So Ariel was the most rebellious out of King Triton's daughters. Because he was very mean and controlling, he would wake up every morning and tell all of his daughters to get up and sing for him, do this big parade for him. He was the greatest, and so we had to have everyone celebrate him. And the one that rebelled against him was Ariel. So she decided to run away from the castle, try to find somebody that would help her. But everyone in the kingdom, knowing how powerful King Triton was, didn't want to go up against him. She went far and wide, and finally on the outskirts of the kingdom, she came across this cave, and she met Ursula. So the two of them came to talking, and they both could agree that the king was being very oppressive. So Ariel told Ursula that she had come up with this plan. She said, if only we could get him to understand what's truly important, and then he would change his ways. So she's telling Ursula, you know what we should do? I should pretend to be in danger. And King Triton, we know, is afraid of the surface world more than anything. So if maybe I pretend to be trapped in some seaweed at the top of the ocean, you can go tell him and then come and save me. And when you save me, he will realize how important I am to him, and it will make him more compassionate to the people of the kingdom. So Ursula, she's kind of, it seems kind of scary. Maybe this isn't a great way. Maybe we don't want to trick people into being compassionate. But seeing really no other option and just how Ariel was set on doing this, she figured she'd be better off if she helped rather than just let her do it on her own. So they put the plan into place. They go up from the cave up to the surface. They find some seaweed and kind of wrap it around Ariel so that it looks like she's all tangled up near the surface. And Ursula goes down to warn King Triton. However, during this time, while Ursula is on the way to the kingdom, it just so happens that a ship starts sailing near to where Ariel is. And this is a dark, just mean ship full of, I suppose pirates. But they're very unhappy and also terrible people. And they spot Ariel, and they decide that they're going to capture her. So when Ursula and King Triton come back to the spot where Ursula knows that Ariel is supposed to be there faking, they realize that she's not there. And even more so than that, they see the ship sailing off. And so Ursula, kind of understanding, realizes that now Ariel is in this real danger. So she tells King Triton, which is kind of along the same of the plan, but King Triton goes to save Ariel. And being this very headstrong, not thinking, passionate king, he goes head on to attack this human ship. But the humans are nothing like anything that King Triton has seen. The kind of firepower that they have on the ship is nothing like anything that could be found in the ocean. And so he falls and is gravely injured because he went head on. Now, Ursula, being a little more understanding and calculating and cunning, she decides that she's going to wait until the nighttime. And so all the pirates, celebrating their victory, end up partying all night until they get really, really tired, we'll say. They're very tired on the ship, and into the late hours of the morning. So Ursula sneaks onto the ship and takes Ariel back while everyone else is passed out. She brings her back to the kingdom, brings King Triton, and while he's injured, everyone at the court in the kingdom decides that Ursula should be the ruler of the land. She was brave enough and smart enough to save Ariel in her moment of peril. She should be the one to rule. So Ursula, now seeing her wonderful opportunity to be able to change the kingdom, takes it very quickly and without thought, and starts trying to make these differences in the kingdom. However, as time goes on, she realizes that there's very little that she can do to really see the differences she's making. She's always busy with politics, with economics, talking to the advisors, working with other kingdoms. She's trying to do as much as she can, but she never really gets to see the faces of her people and the difference that she's making. She gets very tired and very unhappy, and she starts to feel that she's changing into somebody that she doesn't like. So she recognizes that this role is not for her, that she could be doing much more good, or good that is much more happy for her if she was in a different role. So she decides to then make Ariel the queen. She feels like she has the passionate leadership that would be able to guide the kingdom, and the compassion that would make her a very benevolent queen. So as they raise Ariel up to the rank of queen, Ursula takes a step back and decides to take a lesser role. Ariel, of course, wants her to stay on as an advisor to help her whenever she can, as Ursula is happy to do. But in a different role, Ursula is able to have a much more person-to-person connection with the people of the kingdom. She can help them, she can see the benefits that she gives, and everyone in the kingdom lives happily ever after. So hopefully that was okay. If you thought maybe that story could be improved or be, changed a little bit or different, or if it was confusing or anything, you can leave a comment, you can email me, you can message me, whatever you feel most comfortable with. But any kind of constructive criticism would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, going into the meaning or the message that I was trying to tell in the story, in Buddhism, we are taught that compassion is very important. And I believe, without doubt in my mind, that the heart of Buddhism is compassion. That Buddhism, everything about it, is trying to awaken this compassionate heart, which is within each of us. So it's already there, it's just trying to be awakened. However, when we hear this, week to week, month to month, whatever, be compassionate, that's very good and that's nice. But what does it mean? And within Buddhism, we're not given a whole lot of instruction, just kind of these general, oh, this is how you should be living your life. But what does it mean to be compassionate? And what I wanted to express with that is that there's many different ways to be compassionate. And we have to be aware of them and aware of the repercussions that being compassionate is. I know I say repercussions, which sounds kind of like a negative word, but it's important to recognize that if you try to be compassionate, sometimes the people that you're trying to be compassionate to, they don't feel it that way. They don't accept it that way, and that's okay. In the same way, if you're trying to be compassionate, sometimes it's not pleasing to yourself. Sometimes you try so hard, or you try in a way that makes you so unhappy that it's actually detrimental to yourself. And so it's important to be aware of that too. When we're compassionate, we have to be very aware of how we're affecting the people around us, as well as how we're affecting ourselves. And there's so many different ways of being compassionate that it's okay if we try a way and it doesn't work. We should try another way. We should try many different ways. We should try all the different ways until we can find what works the best for us and the people in our lives. So the greatest message I'm trying to say, I think, from this, I hope anyway, is that in Buddhism, we're told to be compassionate. And what that means is we have to try all of these different things within our life to find what works best for us, what works best for the people around us, and what ultimately makes us live our best kind of life, the life of the Nembutsu. If you could please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandos, namandos. Okay, for our closing gatha, we'll do Ondoksan. I put 3 because it's the one that that I kind of rearranged for the ukulele. It might be a little bit hard to follow along, but maybe if I keep playing it, everyone will kind of get the hang of it. So, all right, let's try this again. All right, that one we got to work on a little bit more. If you could please join me in Gassho for closing meditation. You ask about being grasped, never to be abandoned. Shandao's hymns on samadhi of all Buddha's presence states that Shakyamuni and Amida are our parents of great compassion. using many and various compassionate means, they awaken the supreme Shinjin in us. Thus, the settling of true Shinjin is the working of Shakyamuni and Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Again, I'll have a short message on Wednesday. We have our weekly memorial service on Saturday at 11 a.m. So please fill out the form if you would like your loved one's name read during that service. And then again, we'll have weekly Sunday service at 9:30 next Sunday. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.